What is it about that Bianca ideal that resonates with each of you so much?
I grew up in a really small town, and there were very few people. By few, I mean one, my sister, who looked like me. Everyone else was blonde hair, blue eyes, typical American family. And so for me growing up, I had big puffy hair and a much rounder figure. I didn't really look like my friends. And so I admire and aspire to have this Bianca to look up to. I wish I would have had that as a kid, to know there are other ways to be attractive or aspire to of being a good person, not just focusing on how we look aesthetically. I love that you made this for your daughter, for her to even know not only is she truly Bianca, but she's not aspiring to be like anybody else in this world, but a true version of herself.
I do see myself being a Bianca, someone who pursues that inner and outer beauty and putting in the work. I really want to be a complete whole woman internally. Beauty is much more than what the eye sees. Being a Bianca means remaining grounded. It's very well attainable, that it's not far reach, that you don't need millions of dollars, to be that kind of woman.
Growing up with a deformity, my only option was inner beauty and to seek beauty in other places. Honesty, integrity, character, those were things that I had to nurture from a very, very young age. It was all that I had. When I think of a timeless beauty or someone that personifies a Bianca, I think about my mom. Years and years of dealing with health issues for me as a little girl, and just never complaining. So you can't outgive her, you can't outlove her. She's a remarkable woman that would do anything for anyone. About 2 months into my little life, a tumor started forming on my face. It was right underneath my right eye. That at 2 months started a journey of surgeries and trying to find the latest and greatest fix. As a child, I didn't want anyone to look at me. I didn't want to show my life. I didn't want you to see what I saw. Growing up with a tumor is very hard. It's very hard, especially mine. It was different every day. It's a blood tumor. So some days it was black, some days it was purple, some days it was red. So the jokes never stopped, you know what I mean? It never got old because it was continuing to change. So I was the freak show, I was the ugly girl, I was, ooh, don't go near her, something's wrong with her. About 16 surgeries on my eye, on the tumor alone, and then it would push my eye. So then we had a lazy eye situation, and I was cross-eyed, and just years of probably sad. There were a lot of sad days. There was a lot of deep insecurities that form. Kids can be so cruel. I had amazing parents that told me I was beautiful every day of my life, and that I was gonna be a world changer, and that the Lord had called me for greatness. And I began to start believing that. I'm getting a little bit older, and so the mocking and the being made fun of didn't hurt near as bad as I got older, but there were so many deep insecurities. Let me be clear. There were some issues that I needed to work through, but I'll tell you, the last surgery, I went into that surgery with a different mindset. I thought, you know what, if these are the cards I've been dealt, I'm gonna play the hand. So if it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, great. At 21, I finally had my final surgery, and they were able to get it, and it hasn't come back.
My daughter and I often have conversations about being a good person, helping others, being kind to people, and just being respectful because she does see me take care of myself, eating healthy, working out. She starts to look at herself in the mirror as well. She is becoming critical of herself, and me just having those difficult conversations with her, telling her, you're beautiful the way that you are. You're 7 years old. Love who you are, be a good person. I know that she's gonna carry that with her as she gets older, and we're just, changing the mold of our generations to come. I was born and raised in Dallas, Texas. My parents had me when they were 15 years old. I give her so much grace now because I think back, wow, she was just a kid doing the best that she could, trying to raise a kid. I am the first in generations in my family to become educated, like to go to college. I guess I didn't really reflect on it until I became an adult working in my profession, of how many barriers I've broken. It is really important to me that my daughter sees me working on my inner and outer beauty. We're literally always together. So in the morning when we wake up, I say, hey, get up, it's time for school. Here's your uniform. We gotta make sure it's ironed. You gotta make sure you're neat and your shirt's tucked in. Okay, let's comb your hair. Are we brushing your teeth?
I know my mom's intentions were always pure and very good, but she had a lot of thoughts around how we looked and how we presented. I think a lot of that had to do because we are of mixed race in a very small town. And so I think that brought a lot of pressure to her for us to look a certain way or behave a certain way. And so lots of conversations around looking pretty or having your hair fixed a certain way. You know, eating a snack also meant we had to run around the block a couple of times or exercise.
So many people ask me how long I've been in the industry, and my answer is always, it's a loaded question because I feel like it was just the natural thing for me.
You know, it took me a lifetime to look in the mirror and love what was looking back at me. And if I could help my patients not have to go through that and immediately love what they see when they look in the mirror, then mission accomplished.